mean, how
Mhm.
can yoga be adapted for someone with limited mobility or hemiparesis?
So I'm going to answer that question and say first that I alluded before to yoga being 8 things. So again,
Okay.
even before my training, I thought, and maybe most people think, that yoga is getting on a mat and moving your body like a contortionist and doing these interesting poses. However, in addition to those movements, yoga, which is, thousands of years old, is more than that. And it includes a way of becoming in touch with ourselves. And that sounds woo woo, like, oh, do you want to be introspective and come inward? Yeah, that's one aspect of yoga where we increase our concentration and our focus. But parts of yoga also include being disciplined, observing our personal habits and interests, and using breath. Like I said, this word pranayama, our breath is a life force. And so when people after a stroke are working towards becoming healthier to live a better life, we take for granted that we are all breathing automatically. But if yoga is just a controlled breath exercise, you could say you've done yoga because you have focused on some type of particular breathing exercise, which is taught in a yoga class that can then be implemented with someone's own guidance. You don't need a yoga instructor once you've been taught how to do some breathing. And another aspect of yoga is um, practice being ethical and practices that we could do in life to restrain ourselves from maybe indulging or being dishonest. So, in addition to the body doing certain things to say you're a yogi, there are also acts that one can do to practice the principles of yoga. And I know that sounds, again, a little bit, hunky wonky, but
Yeah.
it shows that whether you're whatever religious belief or spiritual belief you have, it's not necessary, because as a human being who's gone through a tragedy or some kind type of trauma, I think anyone that wants to think about how we treat ourselves, how we think, and how ethical we are could be something that we feel is a positive health decision or a healthy decision. And the greatest part of yoga, people say, is to become so inward and meditative that you realize that you can control your thoughts.